So after a relaxing morning, we're finally getting the day started. Today we're going to be on a lot easier trails. There's not as much technical off-roading here. We're going to be seeing a lot of history, starting with like old Native American history in the form of some pictographs. Then there's also going to be ranching cabins, a lot of old mines. But today's definitely the day for arches. So we'll be starting and ending it with the arches. Here we are at Dutchman Arch.
This arch is right on the boundary line between north and south ends of the swell. We can actually see I-70 from here. It's a good place to split this trip into two journeys if you want, or if you have a problem and need to leave early. Since there is actual cell signal along the freeway, it's a good place to let family and friends know you're okay.
So from here on, I think we'll head in deeper into the south end of the swell and start that portion of the trip.
The Lone Warrior site is famous for its distinct Barrier Canyon style pictograph. Painted an estimated 1,500 to 4,000 years ago, today the site is carefully managed to protect this incredible history. The improvements we see today, like the barriers and fencing, are crucial to prevent intrusion by cattle and vandalism, helping to keep the art safe for years to come.
You know, when you see these barriers to keep the cows out, that you're getting close to some native site or archaeological site. This one in particular is called the Lone Warrior. You can see that red demon-headed guy right there. His horns. Does he have two arms he's holding like a circle, or is that a shield he's holding in front of him? If you look down at his legs, it also looks like he's got a kind of a tail coming off to the left. Very cool stuff to see these things. The question is, they put a big barrier around it. Is there more stuff here?
After a quick loop, I spotted a second, smaller fenced area that looked like it was protecting something else. It often takes a different angle or a close look to find the smaller, more faded pieces of art.
And if you look at the base here, just above that dark line where the sand meets the rock, there's a bunch of little rainbow type shapes. That rainbow motif is pretty common with both petroglyphs and pictographs, but that looks like red paint and white paint making those two rainbows. The question is, why so low on the rock? All the sand that we're standing on now could have been blown up later, so when this was painted, there might have been an extra 2 or 3 feet beneath it.
Deeper into the swell, we arrive at the legendary headquarters of the Swasey brothers. The Swaseys were arguably the first permanent Anglo-occupiers running cattle here from the 1870s and becoming known as the Kings of the Swell. 4 brothers, Charlie, Sid, Rod, and Joe, whose names are tied to the entire region, from Rod's Valley to the famous Sid and Charlie rock towers. This cabin was built in 1921 by Joe Swasey, using timber from the nearby Eagle Canyon. It was a critical lifeline for their ranching operation out in this remote terrain. Before the cabin was built, they were living out of small alcoves in the area, which I believe is the true use for Indian cave to the south.
It's usually bat poop that makes this. It's very bat guano. I don't see them up there though. Cool spire right behind it. We're going to explore the area a little bit. The back of Swasey's cabin here has this very deliberate part where it sticks out a little bit, and there's another log back here. I'm guessing that's probably where they would tie their horses up when they didn't want them running around. Out here, you lose a horse, it's might be gone for a while. Just south of Swasey's cabin. This is Indian Cave. Still not seeing any indications of Indians. This was listed as Indian Cave, and I mean, there's a lot of black on the ceiling, like there's been a lot of fires back here. Fortunately, other than that, I don't see any indication. And Indians weren't the only ones making fires here, with Swasey living just north here. If you look at all these little pock marks, those aren't from drips, those are actually ant lions. A lot of small ones here.
I believe the signs of life from this alcove is from the Swaseys, not Indians, despite what the name says.
These holly bushes out here are in full bloom right now, and they smell amazing. Walking past them is like going through the floral department or a flower store. Just has that strong perfume flower smell. It smells great. Ooh, he's not afraid. Oh, there he goes. This is the spire at Swasey's cabin. Hiking up to it, you go around the back through a narrow little slot in the rocks. Back here, got a little secret natural bridges.
In the desert, the most powerful sculptor is water. While the overall shape of the swell is formed by a combination of slow wind erosion and chemical weathering, canyons like this are defined by flash floods from small but heavy storms that are common in the summer. The water quickly runs off the slick rock and into narrow channels that grow into slots like this.
When the water runs off, it must just cascade down here. The soil's still damp from the last storm. It's a couple degrees cooler in here. It's really nice after having been out in the sun. Wish I'd brought my full camera instead of just this little handheld gimbal to get a picture of these two natural bridges.
This little cubby hole is called Sid's office, which I doubt it was ever used as an office. It might just be kind of a funny name. But it goes around the corner here. You can see some more tall ponderosa trees back there. But in that crack is a little spring and a kind of a cool area where water seems to trickle down and collect. It drops the temperature 10-15 degrees. We'll see if I've got some old footage from the last time I was here and just splice that in. For now, I'm going to continue the journey. We're going to head down Eagle Canyon a bit. I don't think we're going to go all the way to the bridges, but we probably will go to the arch. We are descending into Eagle Canyon. This actually goes all the way through and can reconnect you with I-70 at the other side. However, this is bumpier than anything we've done so far, I think. I don't want to go all the way to the Eagle Canyon bridges. It's just a long trip to do out and back. Still got to go down past all the mines, and my stupid step rails keep bottoming out. So yeah, let's check it out at the arch. Eagle Canyon. The Swasey brothers themselves named this place with the famous quote, "Man, an eagle couldn't even fly out of there." It was a massive obstacle for early ranchers, and later a massive engineering challenge for I-70. The trail continues past the arch, under the soaring bridges of I-70, and climbs out of the canyon to Justinson Canyon Flats, and the Eagle Canyon viewpoint on I-70. It can also link up to the very popular Eva Conover Trail that will take you out and along the northwestern part of the San Rafael Swell.
And we are on our way back to Easy Trails. 1:30 already.
Eagle Canyon is a fun detour, but this trail will take us out of the swell and we want to head deeper into it. Time to climb back out and continue south toward Rods Valley.
We got this horrible rock to get around. Ooh, so close. I really love having the cameras here. Oh, it was like 4 inches around that rock that I was able to maintain. Back up to it's the Sid's Cabin trailhead that things get a bit easier. Should be right around the corner here. Now we're in Rods Valley Road, and it's not much of a valley, but I believe we dropped down into an area that's a little more narrow and valley-like. This is the kind of the terrain I always think of as the upper San Rafael Swell. This is the Highlands up here. Traveling cross country up here would have been very difficult, but generally very flat. These kind of low slung mesas everywhere. And it's just rolling hills. And in some places you get to a high point where you can see over everything, which is always really cool.
Rods Valley is a casual drive in the Highlands of the Swell which leads to Seep, which historically provided a reliable, if sometimes alkaline, water source. This was and still is the hub for the local ranching. While the Swasey cabin was their home, Seep was for work, corrals for sorting, branding, and resting livestock as they were moved between summer and winter ranges. They still use this area for cattle today. From here we turn west towards the new moneymaker bringing people to the swell. The history is not just about cowboys, it's about the radioactive wealth in the red rock. We slow to pass a bike touring group coming through.
This truck just kicks up a lot of dust, so I am like idling at about 8 miles an hour. And I like to give them plenty of room. I mean, when you're tired and you're biking, it's just brutal. Like, you need all the room you can get. And yeah, his fist closed, that's 100% of them. Are you going again? This road's so nice. I'm cruising along at 30, 40 miles an hour, and I'm making a bit of a dust storm behind me. So if you can, like, even if they got plenty of room, it's just really good to go very slow when you're around them. Gives all the dust that you were kicking up before you saw them a chance to settle. And yeah, just keep it easy on the bikers, because when you are chugging it, you need all the help you can get. Another little mining area. A lot of uranium mines. There was actually a warning earlier, but we've got an old mattress, somebody's old cabin that looks like it came down, blew over. Up there on the ridge, you can see a chute coming down from where the mines were. There is a ton of little holes I've seen all the way driving in. Some of them didn't have roads going up to them, so I was curious how they got up there. But I think the little star for me is this beat up old guy. I think I might have to whip out the large format camera and get a picture of this. Okay, one more little thing while we're stopped here. I got out the Geiger counter, and then I saw this, I'm like, that looks like they dumped some tailings right there. Just listen closely. When I was doing this in Moab and I saw that the tunnel where I was able to get some high clicks, I worked it out. That's roughly the same as taking a plane trip, so it's not super dangerous. 720 clicks per minute, 4.71 U sieverts per hour. Again, microsieverts or picosieverts, I don't know. Needless to say, I don't want the wind kicking this dust from this pile in my face.
For context, 4.7 microsieverts per hour is roughly the same exposure as a dental x-ray or short commercial airplane flight between Midwestern cities. Not really dangerous, but a reminder that the search for uranium left behind lasting relics besides wrecked cars and mattress springs.
These old mining ruins all seem to have the same thing. A wrecked car, actually it's not a mattress, I was going to say a mattress, and some old cabin area, but oh, here we go, here's maybe the mattress. Or they could be the seat cushions. All right, time to head down. So right there is Family Butte. That was where all the last group of uranium mines were. We're about to head down this track here, which is going to take us back to the southwestern wall of the San Rafael Swell. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but Hondu Arch is down there, and Tomsich Butte. That's our camping spot for the night, is at the end of this row. This area here is known as Hondu Country.
The rim of the San Rafael Swell is geologically a monocline, a giant fold in the Earth's crust that tilted the layers of the rock on one side. The terrain in the Reds Valley is a remnant of that uplift, the younger rock making up the cliffs of the rim, the rolling highlands, the older rock that has been exposed by millennia of erosion. Reds Canyon, as opposed to Rod's Canyon, was named after pioneer rancher Red Blackham, who had a red beard. Hey, I got one of those too. Tucked against the cliffs is the Lucky Strike Mine. During the Cold War boom, this was a bustle of activity, chasing uranium veins deep into the rock. Today, it's just a ghost town.
This is the Lucky Strike Mine, one of the ones with the best remains. And of course, down in the ditch, the ever-present wrecked automobile. I guess they all gotta have them. Maybe that it's required by law. And another shack here with all of its appliances outside. Oh, there's the mattress on the ground. Always gotta have one of those. But one of the best things is just this canyon. It is glorious. I could care less about all the uranium in the hills here. This is such a beautiful canyon. It's like something you'd see in Zion National Park. Very Temple of Sinawava area. This one is really just a little pocket, little side canyon here in the wall of the San Rafael Swell. Access to this is not bad at all. I'd recommend something like a Subaru Outback that has a little extra clearance, some all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. But yeah, Subaru Outback out here would be a piece of cake. Little side personal note, long time ago when I tried to do a north to south San Rafael Swell drive, it was more along the rim and the weather wasn't good. I kind of got stuck halfway down, went to Copper Globe Mine and camped out right on this ridge up here. It was actually just a little bit back from the ridge. Like, wouldn't camp out on the ridge, it would be a nightmare, especially when it was snowing the day before. But it was just up over that. I actually walked down with my camera and took pictures out from this rim. I think I've got pictures of this area from above, looking down at the buildings. And here we are, kind of redoing that trip in a slightly different way with a lot more planning. And we're down in the mining area that I was imagining what it was like from above. God, I love these rocks. It's cathedral-like. It's a fantasy castle from some fantasy book, some Conan the Barbarian movie or something, where they had to do a map painting to create that. If it had just a little, it wasn't quite so random and natural, it's built stone by stone, it would be just prime fantasy movie material. These giant boulders, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Gondolin from The Lord of the Rings, the hidden elf city. I don't know, that spire back there, that's what that should be named. That just looks like some magical hidden city tucked away. Here's some wildlife for you. Speeding down the road and saw this little guy crossing. The smaller head and the lack of rattle on it shows you that it's not a rattlesnake.
This is a Great Basin gopher snake. When threatened, they hiss and flatten their heads to look more triangular, mimicking a rattlesnake to scare off predators. But the round pupils and the lack of a rattle give it away as a harmless snake. It's just a little gopher snake. They're harmless. I don't want to terrorize him. I just wanted him off the road so he wouldn't get splattered as I drove by. Always good to keep an eye out. I know I'm freaking you out, buddy, but I'm looking out for you. Watch out for more. Have a good day.
This is the odd terrain that I mentioned about being in the center of the San Rafael Swell. So, over here we're looking kind of to the west. This is the western wall of the San Rafael Swell. You can see it going along there. Then we turn towards the center of the swell. If you see this, there is these massive canyons that just open up, literally runs right up to the side of the road. So I'm standing right here at the edge of this gaping canyon. This is the start.
What we're looking at is the power of headward erosion. Water isn't just deepening the canyon, it's eating backwards into the plateau. Every storm extends this edge, lengthening the canyon upstream, inch by inch, year by year, century by century.
But there's just these giant canyons that open up in the middle of nowhere. And in fact, I think there's a couple wild donkeys down there. No, looks like they were horses, not donkeys. Some wild horses, and one of them looking at me like, what the heck is that at the top of the canyon? Getting our first glimpse of Hondu Arch now. It's a massive one. Well, another wrecked vehicle, which means we're near some more mines. This is at the base of Tomsich Butte, which is right here to the side of us. This is home to multiple mines. Next to this engine in the middle of nowhere, straight ahead, not Tomsich. Across the way, that's the Green Dragon mine. And behind us is the Dirty Devil mines, which we will probably be passing that. But I kind of want to check out this little canyon here. I think we'll go down there. I'm not sure how good the road is though. This is a main road. This is an easy one. That'll take us straight to where we're camping in 15 minutes. But we're going to go around Tomsich Butte and see what's down that way. Hopefully it's safe. So, looking at this on the satellite from Google Earth, this was supposed to be a cool cabin standing out in the middle of a field I thought would make a really great photo. Turns out it's just the roof. I mean, the whole thing is there, but you could see how it's just slid to the side. That sucks. But boy, I was right about the beautiful area surrounding it. Check out the striations on these rocks back here. Just absolute layer cake type rock. Then we've got this giant citadel hovering over it all. Very windy down here, but this canyon goes quite a ways out. This is a major drainage. I think it leads all the way up into the area north of Capitol Reef. There you go. Muddy Creek is a little cloudy, but good flow. Just this nice little desert oasis out here at the base of some beautiful, beautiful rocks. But for now, time to go get us a camp on the shores of this same little river. Thought there was some spaces over here, but there's a car over there already. Damn it. We'll have to see what's over there. I don't really want neighbors. This is the Hondu Arch viewpoint. Let's see it up there. It's a good-sized arch. Got some signs of beaver. Not too old, maybe only a year or two. It's a good sign that it's a healthy area, that hopefully they're making some dams to help this whole area out. Well, found myself a camping spot. There's a pre-made ring, so we know it's definitely within the realm of BLM dispersed. It's in the light of Hondu Arch. And I think I'll just set my tent over here. This whole area is just picturesque. So beautiful. It's also the most people I've seen all trip. I'm hoping here we'll get less hardcore wind and less dusty wind. With all these plants here, I'm hoping it's holding the ground down. Ideal one would have been where Colorado was. He's in the trees. Definitely going to be a little more sheltered there.
So we end day 2 under the watch of Hondu Arch. It's been a massive day. We started way up north at Dutchman Arch, touched the history of the Swasey brothers, crawled through Eagle Canyon, and found the remnants of the uranium boom. It's awe-inspiring to be camped out here, next to the river that is actively eroding through the massive cliffs surrounding us, shaping this huge land into one of the most gorgeous wildlands in the West. And luck is with us. The wind blowing through the canyon has died down and the fire is warm. Tomorrow we make our way across the bottom of the swell for the Temple Mountain exit, discovering some more old mining sites and some unmapped Barrier Canyon pictographs, not to mention more stunning landscapes. You won't want to miss it, so please subscribe if you want to be notified when the video comes out. Thanks for watching.
Good we got that on video, isn't it? Editor Dustin, make sure you delete that.